I was going to mention here before I introduce our speaker is Rotary just started a new peace center in Pune, India. And I believe that's our eighth peace center where someone can go to get a certificate or a master's degree in peace and conflict resolution. We are the only organization in the world who has a plan for promoting peace and achieving that in the world. Nobody else in the world does anything like that. We are actually doing something to try and promote peace in the world. And so I have Tijana Ristic here, who lives in Belgrade, Serbia. It's a little almost 11:30 her time, but she is the chair of the Rotary Action Group for Peace. And one of the things that you need to let your members know about is that we have a lot of different Rotary Action Groups. So if they have a passion for addiction prevention, dementia, diabetes, mental health, multiple sclerosis, the coolest name, sorry, Tiana, I think is WashRag, which is a Rotary Action Group for water and sanitation and health. Um, Also, disaster assistance and literacy. If you have a passion for something more specific, you can join a Rotary Action Group to learn what they're doing so that you can take it to your area or your club can do some work on that. But I asked Tiana to speak to us today. She is a Rotaract and also a Rotary member. Um, and to talk about what the Rotary Action Group does and what we, as fellow Rotarians, can learn from it if we want to join the organization, all those different things. So, with no more introduction than that, Tiana, please take it away.
Thank you so much, District Governor Bruce. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having me today with you. And while Bruce was talking about new Peace Center, I just realized that it's 12th of February, and February is actually the Peace Building and Conflict Prevention Month in Rotary. So perfect timing for us to talk a bit about peace and Rotary Action Groups. Thank you so much for the invitation and for having me. And I want to start with congratulating you on everything you're doing. From what I've heard, you're doing a fabulous job. And I was actually very excited about your news on Interact because I'm very passionate about youth and Rotary and growing our Interact and Rotaract around the world. So bear with me for a second. I've prepared a couple of slides just to share that on my screen. I hope everyone can see that.
We
So
can now.
perfect. So before I speak about Rag for Peace and peace in Rotary, I just want to quickly clarify something really important because since I joined RAG, especially RAG's leadership team, I've been learning that many Rotarians are not aware of Rotary Action Groups' existence and what they actually are. So the definition of a Rotary Action Group is that it is a global volunteer-led network of Rotarians with expertise in specific areas of service. So, as Bruce mentioned, not only disease prevention Rotary Action Groups, but also there is SRAG for environmental sustainability. There is the most recent one about girls empowerment. There is one against human trafficking and slavery. So you can go to Rotary International's website, search for Rotary Action Groups, and you will see a list of all of them. RAGs are established and officially recognized by Rotary International, and their purpose is simple. Their purpose is to help clubs and districts strengthen their project within a specific area of focus. The Rotary Action Group for Peace naturally exists to strengthen the Rotary's peace building and conflict prevention area of focus, and not in theory, but in practice. So RAGs are not separate from Rotary, they're not external organizations. We are Rotarians helping Rotarians design better, more sustainable, in our case, Peace Center projects. So with that clarified, tonight I would like to briefly share three things with you. What is the purpose of the RAG for Peace? What is the impact we are seeing globally, and how can you engage starting immediately if peace is something you're interested in? Because peace is, on contrary to common opinion within Rotary, especially in my part of the world, peace is not abstract. Peace is something Rotarians build on daily basis, not being aware of it. So, what is the actual purpose of Rotary Action Group for Peace? So, first, we exist to strengthen Rotary's peace building and conflict prevention area of focus, because Rotary already does incredible work around peace building. Our role is to help clubs design projects more intentionally, to design more sustainable projects, more measurable projects, and to be more strategically aligned with peace outcomes. Now, when I say Rotary is already doing incredible work, you have probably at one point heard about positive and negative peace. Rotary had a strategic partnership with Institute for Economics and Peace, who came up with this positive peace framework, which says that peace is actually in systems and environments, and which tells us that every single Rotary project is actually working towards peace. It doesn't have to be intentional, but when you provide water kits to schools in Africa, you are building safe environment for those kids, thus you are building peace. It's not an intentional peace project, but it's actually peace project. Our second purpose, second thing, is that we are equipping clubs, our members, clubs, and districts with practical tools. We Those tools can be frameworks like positive peace or theory of change, and we are providing structured project design methods. Many clubs have great ideas, and we help turn those ideas into well-designed initiatives that can scale and qualify for grants and create measurable community impact. Um, Third thing, and this is the most fun actually, is that we are connecting Rotarians globally, and we are building this incredible fellowship around international understanding and peace building, because peace building is stronger when it crosses the borders. And we create pathways for collaboration between clubs, districts, and region. So ultimately, our purpose is very simple. It is to move Rotary from good intentions in peace building area focus to structured and lasting impact. What are the impacts we're making? The first one being the global network, because we are seeing steady expansion of RAG for Peace Peace Builder Clubs and Rag for Peace chapters. Those are two of our programs. Our Peace Builder Clubs are Rotaract, and Interact clubs who have peace committee and at least two Rotary Action Group for Peace members. We certified them because they are making a statement that their club is interested in building peace, and by becoming a peace builder club, they're getting access to this completely different level of networking within peace ecosystem. And at one point, we realized that we have some epicenters around the world with a lot of peace builder clubs. So we started forming regional chapters, and we just launched our 21st chapter recently. They're like local hubs of Rag for Peace, which have their autonomy because most of the time, peace work is local. It's very related to culture, to mentality. So we are trying to encourage that working locally. The second area we're making a great impact is education and capacity building. We are offering at least two educational programs in peace area of focus every year. We have just launched an incredible collaboration with one of the Rotary Peace Fellows, Patricia Schaefer, which is called Rotarians for Peace Design Sprint. And that one is actually focused on positive peace framework, but also tools to design a full peace global grant because we have opportunity on yearly basis to hear reports from Rotary International, and when you see the numbers in global grants, you know, disease prevention is always on the top when it comes to money that went into global grants. And even though that peace building and conflict prevention area of focus was the first area of focus established, we have the least global grants in this area of focus because most of Rotarians are still very much afraid of peace projects because they find peace very abstract. So they would rather go with maternal and child health or disease prevention or even environmental program than to start working on a peace program. And the one I am very much excited about, which will be launching in March this year, is a collaboration with Rotary Action Group for Mental Health. This educational program has been very much supported by our Rotary International past president, Gordon McKinley, because we believe that, we believe, for a fact, mental health is one of the most important components of peace. So we want to talk a bit about that, and we're having experts both from peace and mental health areas talking to our members on this topic. And third point on my slide would be practical project support. We support clubs in preparing peace-centered global grants and strengthening peace components within their existing projects. We have a group of cadre members, peace cadre members. So any club that is interested in putting a peace project together can reach out to us, and we have cadre members who will sit down with them and help them make that project deliverable or accepted as a global grant. Why peace matters now? Peace matters always, but at the very moment we are living in time of rising polarization, not just globally, locally as well. Mental health challenges are increasing in our communities. Young people are searching for their purpose and belonging. We are seeing that this new trend of violence uh, on daily basis, and even in Rotary, we are seeing membership continuing to decline. So again, I need to congratulate you on your consistent numbers when it comes to membership. But all of this are peace related things, and peace building is not abstract diplomacy. It is how we design healthier communities. And by community, I mean starting from our family to our work environment to our Rotary Club to our entire local communities. Peace is how we create belonging. Peace is how we attract purpose-driven members. And I strongly believe that when Rotary integrates peace building intentionally into projects, it strengthens impact and it strengthens Rotary's identity. Um, I believe that peace is not one more thing for Rotary to do. It is lens that strengthens everything Rotary is already doing. How can you start engaging with RAG for peace? So, of course, as every other RAG, we have individual memberships, and yeah, they do have a membership fee to it, but RAGs have very symbolic membership fees on annual basis. In RAG for Peace, annual membership for Rotarians is 20 US dollars per year. For Rotaract and Rotary Peace Fellows, it's only 5. And by becoming a RAG for Peace member, you get access both to the network, to all the programs, both educational and other, to participate in. You are receiving regular communications through newsletters. We love our Pieces of Peace publication, which includes all the peace related happenings and events in Rotary ecosystem. Then I mentioned we have our PB clubs, Peace Builder Clubs program, meaning we encourage clubs to have 2 RAG for Peace members who go through Positive Peace Academy and form a peace committee within their club. And also on district level, all the districts are welcome. We have regular communication with numerous governors. We are connecting districts when they need that type of connection for global grants, and so on and so on. This is my contact information. I can put that for you in the chat. I am open to any questions. And before we do so, you mentioned the convention in Minneapolis. Until convention comes to you, I am hoping to see some of you in Taiwan. Um, we will be hosting a booth in the House of Friendship. And if you attended Melbourne or Singapore or Calgary, you probably saw Peace Park, which was this huge space with a stage, which Rotarians enjoyed very much, but Rotary International also loved it. So this year, They are completely redesigning House of Friendship floor plan, and inspired by Peace Park, they will be having area of focus hubs. So every area of focus will be having a teeny tiny stage with its own program, and Rag for Peace will be hosting the Peace Hub this year. And we also have two breakout sessions on the program in collaboration with other RAGs. So I'm hoping to see some of you there. And in Dubai, of course, before we come to Minneapolis the year after. Um, I'm open for questions
Okay.
if there are any.
Well, I plan on being there, Tiana, so we'll have to look for each other.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm going to start off here. You talked about some of the, I'll say clubs or whatever that had projects. What are some of the projects that clubs or districts do in regards to peace?
Those are very different, and I'm gonna share an example because my I have my suitcases around me open and half packed because tomorrow morning I am flying to United States and visiting one of the projects I was part of. It is a global grant done by Rotary Club of Columbus, Ohio, District 6690. The global grant was done in U.S. and British Virgin Islands, and they are bringing the nonviolent communication training into schools, into primary schools, for example. So I'm going to visit that global grant in the Virgin Islands, and that is probably one of my favorites, if I'm even allowed to say that as chair, because I think that is the right way to do it. They're starting with children and they're teaching them how to communicate because we are seeing these new generations growing up on their tablets, computers, and phones with TikTok and YouTube who are so angry because they don't know how to express their emotions, for example. So this one is very close to me, and I am very, very honored to be invited to be part of that. But that is one example, and that is a very, very big project. We also had we have a Rotary Action Group for Peace chapter in Nigeria. They're doing incredible job. So our chapter members were actually observers of elections because that is great issue in Nigeria, having fair elections. So they went to the training and they were observers at the elections. In Hong Kong, we have our chapter and clubs collaborating with United Nations representatives on the ground and bringing the Positive Peace framework into schools through their Positive Peace Academy. So the, there are so many incredible examples, but you can always start very small with teeny tiny educational programs, with raising awareness, because we live in a world where I'm going to share something very personal. So I live in Serbia, which was part of Yugoslavia, and I've lived through a war. And over here in Rotary, you have a generation of people who are still living at that time in 90s when the war occurred. So when I first started talking about peace in my district, one of the senior leadership members asked me, what do I think I'm doing? Am I getting ready for a Miss Universe contest? Because that is where they talk about peace in the world. So maybe start small. Maybe start by educating your club, your district, your closest community. That is always a good place to start.
And do you have, I'll say, material available? Like if a club does want to do something small, do you have, I'll say ideas or things that they can do, or is it up to every club or individual to kind of come up with their own project.
Absolutely. We do have some handouts, some materials. I am hoping to see them or because we just launched our new website. So the IT team is putting materials on the website to make it available to public. They will be completely public very soon. But at this point, until that doesn't happen, they are created, they exist. They just need to be available online. So if there's a club that's interested, they can reach out and we will be more than willing to share. But very soon, we are finishing our phase two of our website, which will include the whole public library with all of these uh, PowerPoint templates, some ideas, some to-dos, where to start. So, yeah, we do have that.
Okay, thank you. What other questions are out there?
I,
So
I
I
could ask a
know,
question. I could
go
ask.
ahead, Joel.
Yeah. Um, I did have a question. Uh, do you, let's say, like in the United States right now, there's a lot of tension over issues like the greatest, some of the biggest tension is over, speaking of Minneapolis, the use of government trained agents to go into communities. And okay, so there's tremendous anger and difference of opinion on a huge topic that's causing great anxiety and dismay and fury. Is there any program or directive that could address an issue like that?
So for this particular situation and example, not one I'm aware of at the moment. When in the past, when big events like the one in Minneapolis recently happened, we do have a founding member from Los Angeles. She's Dr. Vicky Riddell. She's a therapist, and she crafted programs and sessions around different topics. And that started many years ago when those terrible earthquakes hit Turkey. So that is how she came up with Empathy Hour, and then the fires in LA and other traumatic um, big event. So I have a meeting with her tomorrow. I am guessing that's the reason why. She didn't tell me yet. But again, in these situations, this is again an opportunity to reach out to RAG because we know of projects, programs, people with experience, and we can always make that connection.
Okay, thank you.
So Tiana, do you have like regular Zoom meetings or something for the RAG or?
So, RAG for Peace does offer regular meetings. We call them our global meetings of peace builders. They happen bi-monthly, and our director Alison Sutherland from UK does incredible work with those because we are global. She does 3 meetings per day with the same agenda, so everyone can find time to join. Most of the time, we have a topic. So the next one will be in March, and we will be talking about about peace fellowships because the applications for the peace fellowship scholarships are open. So we will be bringing some of the peace fellows to talk about their experiences because Rotarians don't have a lot of opportunity to hear from them. And we will be hearing from the Peace Center's committee of Rotary International with some guidelines and tips on how to find these people you can have apply for the peace fellowship. So these happen regularly, and from time to time our chapters do have their events locally, so that all of that information is available on our website. So whenever a meeting is happening, either in person or online, most of the times in hybrid, that information is available on our website.
So I get an email from you guys, every so often. Does that go out to everybody when that's sent out, or is it just to district governors or?
So, oh yeah, your district governor. So Rotary Action Groups receive contact lists of district good governors on yearly basis. And we have that permission to add your contacts into our communication. But no, the communication you receive, people need to either be members or just subscribe to our newsletter. So there is that option as well. You can go to our website, not become a paid member, but just subscribe to the newsletter and receive that type of communication. Yes.
So we got just a couple minutes left. Do we have some other questions for Tiana? Tiana, can you quick put up that last slide with your contact information so
Absolutely.
that if people are interested or want to, get more information that they can do that, please? There, thank you. So you're going to Ohio tomorrow or to the British Isles?
I'm going to Caribbean. I'm going to Caribbean. I won't
Sorry,
be
sorry to
visiting
hear that.
Ohio this time. I will be going to Caribbean and of course have a couple of days in New York. So yes. But I was lucky to travel a lot around United States and I even visited Ohio. So that was
Very
a
good.
fun trip.
I do have one quick question. When you are having sessions, do you actually use technology to help model different ways of coming up with solutions for peace building? So, for example, many times you can do it grassroots, or you can do it from power down, from the top down. And when you're doing conversations, when you're trying to build solution sets that would work for the majority of the people. Do you actually develop several and review them to see which one actually generates the better solution for peace when you're actually working on these?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have not only that, but it's very, very important to have someone from the specific area because, as I mentioned, context, culture, mentality is very important. So that is very important component, and having someone from specific context is also very, very important. So, of course, yes.
And using AI.
Not really.
Hmm.
Not
Hmm.
really. AI, I am personally not a fan and I don't trust it.
Uh-huh.
I see a lot of AI in Rotary these days. especially with people less experienced with technology, but when they copy and paste everything and then you have that
Oh,
AI introduction,
yeah,
So
cut
that
that.
happens a lot, but peace is something very human. And I don't think any computer or machine, I mean, AI can tell us statistics and the numbers which we can use for assessment, for the process. But when it comes to solutions, I don't think so. Not
Yeah,
yet.
bottom line. Yeah, I think it has a place in the building, but not the final solution. You're right. So
Uh,
thank you.
I think the big problem is the way that AI is fed. And peace is too complex for that. It's being fed with news, and we see what is happening with news all around the world, with propaganda, with these campaigns and everything. So I don't think that is a right. I don't think that's right. Not good, but I don't think it's right to use AI for coming up with conflict resolution.
All right. It's at the end of my time. Tiana, I'm going to ask you to put up your contact information one more time for everybody, please.
Absolutely. Oops.
I want to thank everybody for being here today. If you enjoyed this type of a format, if you would let me know, I would appreciate that.
Okay.
Hold on, hold on. Nope,
Oh,
I can't write that fast.
okay. You take a picture.
Take a picture.
Okay, fine.
FN control.
Got it. All right. Thank you again, everyone. Tiana, I really appreciate you being on here. Have a good trip and thank you for all you're doing.
Thank you, everyone, for
Thank you.
All
having
right.
me.
Thanks,
Thank you
everybody.
so much. Okay, bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Tiana.